Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Weaver and I'm coming to you here from my quarantine kitchen in San Diego, California. I've got Microwave Boy on the camera. Good morning, Microwave Boy.
Hello, Steph.
And first I just wanted to show you, if you watched yesterday, I made ginger turmeric honey, which is a really soothing concoction you can add to tea if you have a sore throat. And if you saw it yesterday, you'll notice that the honey's already really changed texture quite a bit. It's already thinned out, become a lot more translucent. About 2 or 3 more days on the counter at the most. 1 to 2 more days on the counter, and then I'll be putting that in the fridge. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Today I'm going to be unpacking my CSA box. And you may be asking, Stephanie, what's a CSA?
What's a CSA?
What's a CSA? Microwave Boy's going to do that for you. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And what that means is it's usually a local farm, sometimes a group of local farms that sell you produce directly. So in normal times, they often will have a central location where you come pick it up. Sometimes that's at their farmer's market stand. Nowadays, they may be delivering directly to your porch, and that's why I wanted to recommend that you look into this. So they are local farms, often organic. It's often much fresher. The prices are usually really good, and it also supports local farmers, especially those who are organic. And why that matters is because we want to have local farms in your local area. That means fewer people are using chemicals near where you live. So it's good to support them, not just now when they might be delivering to your home, and that is helpful if you're under a stay-at-home order like California is now, but also after this whole thing is over. We want those farms to still be there, to still be in business, to still be producing healthy food for all of us, and also to be supplying the restaurants that we all enjoy. So this box is from Melissa's Produce. Melissa's is a large produce company in Southern California. They do sell these directly to Southern California residents, so you can go on to melissas.com and order this produce box. I think it was $43. I'm partnering with Melissa's on this, meaning they sent me the box for free, but they're not paying me otherwise, so I just need to be clear about that. And I reached out to them because I heard that they were doing this. I kind of remembered that they had these boxes, and I thought it would be a great way to share with all of you. Wherever you are in the country or around the world, you may have this option. And I'm going to put a link in the sort of show notes in the comments to ways to find local CSAs. So I'm not promoting Melissa's per se, unless you live in Southern California, but I'm going to just kind of show you what it looks like to get a CSA box. This is a pretty hefty one, so this would probably be for a family of 2 to 4 for probably a good week and a half, 2 weeks. All right, so got my packing material out of the way. So what do we have? We have curly kale, delicious, and this is their organic box.
So this is a vegetable unboxing?
This is a vegetable unboxing, yes, exactly.
Clear.
Yes. Beautiful radishes with the greens attached. I already know what I'm going to do with those. Head of romaine. And if you get something like this, sometimes they can be a little unhappy looking because they've been, even shipped locally. If that's the case, you can put it in a shallow glass of water and see if the leaves will perk up. Same with Swiss chard. You can perk up that as well.
Just like a bouquet.
Just like a bouquet. We've got some yummy broccoli. We've got a delightful garlic. We've got carrots with fresh carrot tops. I'll tell you what you can do with them. So you can see it's a lot of food. Beautiful celery. Everything still has soil on it because they're real vegetables. An onion, excellent. A bunch of really nice little small sweet potatoes. And 2 zucchini. And another root of ginger. So
that's a lot.
It's a lot, right? And so this is, this might be something, I probably would never buy this much for 2 of us for a week, but this would be enough for 2 people for 2 weeks. And so a lot of times these CSAs, you can have a weekly delivery, a bi-weekly delivery. You can do, you can order a one-off to try it out. I've got soil and water all over my hands. I thought it would be appropriate to wear my tomato apron today since I'm doing produce. So one of the most important things about CSAs, though, is that you don't always get to choose what's in the box. Usually you don't. It's whatever's freshest, whatever's coming ripe that week is what they pick. And so there's good and bad things about that. The good thing is that you're getting the absolute freshest stuff. And the other thing to keep in mind right now with this COVID-19 situation is all these plants are in the ground. They're going to be harvested or coming ripe regardless of whether people are buying them. So we really don't want that food to go to waste, especially beautiful, healthy food like this.
We want these farmers to be around.
And we want these farmers to be around after this whole thing is over. So this is why it's a great idea, if you can afford it, to support one of these farms like this. So, but what happens is you get all this stuff and you might not really know what to do with it. So what I'm going to do over the next couple days is show you how I would sort of what I would call process or prep out all of this food. And I'll talk about that in more detail. But essentially, I would look at everything and say, okay, well, maybe I'm going to do a roasted vegetable bake because I've got at least two things, the carrots and the sweet potatoes that I could roast. I could roast the onion, but I might want to do like a caramelized onion. I might do a vegetable hash. That's very likely. We happen to really like zucchini raw in salad, so I'm looking at some salad ingredients. So salad would be this, zucchini, maybe a carrot, obviously some celery, and some radishes. Radishes can also go in a stir fry or a vegetable hash. The radish greens, I'm definitely going to cook with the kale, probably as a spicy kale saute. The radish greens are delicious. Now, a lot of people will tell you not to throw out the carrot tops. You can make pesto out of them. They are fairly bitter, so I will put a link if you do end up with carrot tops. What I would do is I would finely chop them up and maybe add a quarter or a third of them to a stir fry at a time, because I'm one of those people that's super sensitive to that bitter sulfurous vegetable taste. So like Brussels sprouts to me just always taste really bitter. So I don't want to overwhelm the bitter taste buds, but these are completely edible. And so that's probably what I would do with them is wash them, dry them, chop them up probably in the food processor, and then maybe put them into 4 bags, and then I would freeze those bags and then just throw them into a stir fry. So that's everything I'm going to talk about today, except for kind of washing and safe handling. So what I would do is I would think about, what am I going to make? Oh my gosh, so this is what happens. Like the dog is completely laying around until we turn the camera on, right, Microwave Boy? And then she starts showing off. And it is the first day of spring, and yesterday was her birthday, and we forgot to wish her a happy birthday. So we have our peeps going. I hung up the peeps last night, the spring peeps. But what I was saying is I would think about, what am I going to do with all this food? And if possible, and of course now everybody has plenty of time, I would wash everything, prep everything, put things in the fridge, prepped and ready to go. So
now, is that a lot more work than the vegetables that you get from the grocery? Or
well, oftentimes, unless you go to a store like a natural food store like Whole Foods, you wouldn't necessarily get the carrots with the tops on them. So
the soil there's not a lot of soil.
There's not a lot of soil. I mean, if you're buying organic vegetables, the soil is actually okay to ingest a little bit of, and it's actually good. We get healthy microorganisms that feed our microbiome. But you definitely have to wash things more. When I normally buy stuff, at Trader Joe's, this has already been washed and it's in a bag. These are washed in a bag. Usually those are fairly much washed. So it is a little bit different because you are doing some of that prep, but you're also getting fresher vegetables that are probably have higher in nutrition. And so I just want to let you know that there are some other options besides Amazon to order food online. So there's a company called Ugly Produce. They're in some markets around the country where you can order the week's produce box, but also you can add things like rice and some other things to the depending on what they have to offer. Thrive Market, I think, still has a membership, or you have to pay to be a member, but they have really good prices. Vitacost.com has a lot of food products now. It used to just be vitamins. So rather than like slamming Amazon with orders, there's a lot we can order from home from these other companies. And I'm not an affiliate of any of those companies. I'm not getting a kickback from anybody, but just to be thoughtful about, there are ways that you can order stuff that can be delivered to your home if you happen to be under a stay-at-home order like we are now in California, and some other states are probably going to be following suit relatively soon. So I'll be posting the links to those companies in the comments, and also the USDA has basically a list of CSAs where you can put in your zip code and it'll tell you. And I would suggest saying within 50 miles, just so you'll see kind of all the options that come up near you. And then you can click on their websites and see where, kind of who they are. And it's really cool. We used to belong to a CSA here in San Diego, and every Sunday we'd go, they'd have a pickup place. The farmers would be there. We'd get to talk to the farmers. They'd have a newsletter, so they share recipes with you.
We swapped out vegetables.
And they that particular one had a swap out table. So let's say Brussels sprouts were in season, and they're very good for us, but I don't really love them, so I could swap those out for something else on the table. So it just depends. Every CSA is different, but I would encourage you to check it out if you do have the money to do that. Now, not everybody does, and we understand that, but I wanted to kind of showcase what this looks like. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Stephanie Weaver, the author of the Migraine Relief Plan, and if you're not following me on Facebook, please join me, facebook.com/Stephanie Weaver MPH, which stands for Masters of Public Health. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.